Our first speaker today is going to be a duo of two representing Bright Hope. And so I'm going to turn the mic over to Zip Zlatkis and Brock Levy. Take it away.
Hi, my name is Zip Zlatkis. I have trouble with that last name too. And like Val said, I represent Bright Hope Community, which opened this year in 2025. We are a nonprofit organization which helps people from around the world with a wide range of disabilities improve their quality of life by providing a warm, friendly, supportive environment, enabling people to socialize and learn in the virtual world of Second Life. That was one big long sentence. That was our mission. Bright Hope Community is mainly an activity-based community located on 3 sims. Everywhere you look, there is something to do and something different to see. We have many attractions such as an art gallery, a community center, culture center, meditation area, and a church, which is a large replica of the St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. Brock built it himself. We also have a large auditorium, which anyone can use if you contact me. We have a game room, greenhouse, ballroom, and an airport with an air museum. We run special exhibits and activities such as the quilt show, individual painting, and currently we have a vintage toy show going on. Brock will now tell you about the members only area and the airport and museum.
Hi, Brock Levy here. So after Thanksgiving, we'll be opening Bright Hope Community Southeast, which is a members community area only. And there's things like horseback riding, a submarine that you can take out, a helicopter that you can take out and explore the all 3 sims. There's a large yacht there that you can explore, and horseback riding that you can pick up a horse and go on to all 3 sims. Again, we have 24 lots in the sky for housing and members to build a community. And we also have a full sim of an airport with an airport history museum. There's helicopters, airplanes that you can take out and again fly around 3 different sims. And I believe that's all I have to say. So I'll pass it on to the next presenter.
Thank you, Zip and Brock. Gold star for keeping it short, and just Bright Hope is beautiful. We visited there not too long ago, and it's so impressive. What a beautiful community. So thanks for coming and sharing and kicking off our community harvest. Next, we'll hear from the Open Sim Worlds. And we're going to turn the mic to our speakers from Open Sim, Cooper and Xenon. Take it away.
Okay, I promise you I was ready, so give me just a second. Hi there, I'm Xenon Darrow. I'm absolutely thrilled to share a glimpse into the vibrant world VWEC has been creating in Wolf Territories through 2025. As ambassador, Cooper Swizzle and I, hang on, I'm going to type this in. There you go. Cooper Swizzle and I have had the joy of helping the community grow, not just in numbers, but in creativity, connection, and purpose. This year, we hosted a series of immersive events that truly brought learning to life. So at Europa University, we kicked off things with a dynamic poster session where ideas don't just hang on walls, they started conversations. And then I was thrilled to do an introduction to ISD, showing people goals, how to write goals and objectives. didn't hold this in a classroom. I have a space hanger for that. And learners explored instructional design among stars and satellites because, hey, who says that learning can't be cosmic? Um, Over at our sandbox, we've got hands-on, myself and Contessa Lacombe, with creating and dressing your avatar, celebrating digital identity and the joy of self-expression. So at the ruins, we stepped into the future using AI for image creation and more, showing how tools like AI can open doors to endless creative possibilities. We are truly dug into AI right now. One of the most meaningful moments was our tour of the memorial region we have at Wolf Territories, where we explored and experienced how people honor and remember their loved ones. I actually built an ofrenda there for my family members. And from quiet tributes to radiant celebrations, that journey, we went to Iceland, back to Europa, reminding us that virtual worlds aren't just digital spaces, they are emotional landscapes. I'm proud of what Cooper and I built together, spaces that teach, inspire, and connect. Come to OpenSim, we have cookies. You can make your own free Abby at Wolf Territories. I'll be including shortly some URLs as well as where you can find events happening at OpenSim. And VWEC continues to be a beacon of inclusive, imaginative education, and we are honored to carry that light forward. And with that, Cooper, the mic is yours.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Xenon. And first, I want to say Xenon was my knight in shining armor, as well as my cohort in crime. So, and I want to thank everyone for being here from Second Life. So I'm going to take you through a quick ride at VWEC's past, present, and future. So with your seatbelts on, it's optional. Curiosity definitely is required. The past year was a wild ride. VWEC had its battles with computer gremlins, but we survived all those with oops and wrong buttons moments, and learned that if you laugh, reboot, and keep going, the adventure is always worth it. Our mission is simple. Build interest in VWEC in OpenSim through creative events, offer twice a month, reaching not only educators, but builders, scripters, and lifelong learners. So here's what we did in our travels this year. We had a bus tour that flew over Paris and Venice, complete with narration, scripting, and sites like the Moulin Rouge and the Rialto Bridge. There was an AI exhibition where tools like Leonardo, AI, ChatGPT, and Meshi became co-pilots for creativity. An art installation that let you walk into art like Mondrian cubes and Van Gogh skies, to Warhol pop portals and Peter Max dreamscapes. There was a fashion show that turned emotion into motion, honoring Geo through an AI narration, Animesh models, and a breathtaking finale where his avatar transformed into a radiant butterfly. Excuse me. From Fashion Runway to firelit caves, we traveled 17,000 years back to the Lascaux Cave experience, immersing learners in prehistoric life, ritual, and storytelling. That was done with Gunn, the fashion designer, Martha Stewart, even Snoop Dogg was there to help everyone along. We also showcased bullying, harassment, and prevention training, balancing engagement with accessibility, proving 3D learning can be very powerful and practical. The final event of the year was just held this past Tuesday. It was a lively party hosted by yours truly, Xenon Darrow, where we celebrated our journey and announced that as of November 11th, Kriyata Shannon is stepping in as the new Kitely ambassador. So a round of applause for Kriyata. It's been an incredible year full of imagination, innovation, and collaboration. And if there's one thing VWEC in OpenSim proves, is that we don't talk about learning, we live it. Thank you all, and we hope to see you in the next dimension, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Cooper and Xenon. So much excitement happening in the open sim worlds. And next up, we will hear from Stephen Zootfly about the engagement clinic. Take it away, Stephen.
Thank you, Val. Nice to see everyone here. A global panel of educators founded the Engagement Clinic, a course designed to strengthen rational and logical thinking as tools for addressing misinformation in both everyday and virtual contexts. We also address empathy for others, as well as personal emotional resilience. Course objectives include introducing theories of logical reasoning, training students to distinguish sound from flawed argumentation, and building capacity to recognize logical fallacies, misinformation, and disinformation. The course also emphasizes persuasive communication, empathy in dialogue, and awareness of personal and cultural biases. By combining critical thinking with ethical engagement, the Engagement Clinic equips learners to navigate complex information environments and to engage across differences with clarity, confidence, and respect. Helping students understand and reflect on their ownership of their beliefs is a key element. Meta-literacy helps them understand the connection of their knowledge to their motivations. We had, and what we offer to the table is a Pilot Engagement Clinic 101, a 9-class course conducted in 2025 within Second Life. Designed to foster logic, skepticism, and respectful discourse, the courses brought together experts from diverse disciplines to explore strategies for critical thinking and ethical engagement in both virtual and real-world contexts. Our group highlights how immersive environments can serve as laboratories for cultivating reasoned dialogue and calm reflection in an increasingly chaotic information landscape. We developed RAY as a guiding principle, rationality, affirmation, and emotional intelligence, which we promote as a simple contextual way to conduct oneself in our modern times. We hope to help people navigate information, conversations, and their own lives, which is inundated with spam or purposeful disinformation. Doing so helps the world be a better place if more people partake in this approach. Without speaking, but I will list in local chat and acknowledge the contributions of the collaborators and all the teachers within the Engagement Clinic, drawn from VWEC, Scientisha, Whole Brain Health, etc. And this is the class list and the topics and where they were held. They were hosted at multiple sites. So in summary, what we bring to the table and what we hope is that this collaborative approach to coursework in a virtual world can be a model for others and to help people live better lives. Thank you.
Wow, an amazing 3D metaverse global course. It's very exciting. Thank you, Stephen, for Engagement Clinic. And next up, we have the Community of Scientia with Shiloh Emmons. So take it away, Shiloh.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and happy holidays coming up. I believe that most of you know me. I'm the program director and events planner with George, Curious George. He's the Scientia director. And what we try to do is we're keeping the sim an open sim. We're not just about science. George wants an innovative approach to science. And when I say that we're an open sim, we encourage people from all walks of life, not just scientists, not just artists. We want people who have a passion for research and they need a venue for presenting or setting up an exhibit. You're welcome to get in touch with us, and we'll see what we can do to accommodate you. Right now, most of you have visited the sim before, but for those of you who have not, we have a lot of activities, balloon ride, you can take the skidoo, you can go out and swim. George has made it a very inviting place just to hang out if you need to escape during the hectic time that the holidays bring. So please get in touch with us. The note card is in the librarian basket, and I look forward to meeting some of you who maybe want to present. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiloh. It's amazing, all these diverse and very wonderful communities that we have to share in Second Life and beyond. And next up, you'll hear about a community that's been around Second Life for a very long time, but you may not ever have become familiar with Bay City. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Rosalind Windsor of Bay City. Take it away.
Hello, all. You know me from the homemakersguild.org, but one of the projects I've been doing in my spare time, haha, is working on the Palace of Fine Arts in Bay City. Now, Bay City is a very special place. If you haven't been there, just travel along Route 66 until you get to the Twin Islands. I've got a note card. Let's see if I can give you a copy of the note card, which is in Val's. Yep. In Val's basket there. Yep, it's in her basket. Okay, Bay City in 5 minutes. And let's see if I can. I don't think I can give this to the nearby chat. Oh, darn. Okay. Well, anyway, it's in Val's basket. There you go. And the first thing that we do is on Sundays, there's always a community meeting. This is great for business people that are working there. There's Thursday night rumbles. There's either you get your airplane out and have a race, or you get a car out and have a race, or you get your boat out and have a race through the canals. It's wonderful fun. Great community there. Bay City has fairgrounds where we have community events throughout the year. This next one that's coming up is a tree lighting ceremony and fundraiser for children's charity. There's the spooky Falmouth Hotel, which was based loosely on the Shining Hotel. It's very spooky over there. And the Bay City Library, where there are regular voice readings. Oh, there we go. And yes, it's a beautiful library, really is. There's the Bayjou Theater. There's actually 2 theaters, but the Bayjou Theater that I really like is at the corner of Stardust and Diamond. I love those street names. And Mikoto Tower, where you can get helicopter rides around the city. There's also public transit available with buses, hot air balloons, ferry rides. Just grab one and sit when you see it. And last but certainly not least is the Palace of Fine Arts, which is on Gatsby Drive. We have peaceful gardens, a lovely cafe, music provided by Virtual Community Radio, which is vcradio.com in case you're interested. And there's over 100 interactive pieces on display of fine art. There's 3 exhibits, the Americana, the Newland School, and the Endangered Art exhibits, plus a few of my very own curator favorites. And the Palace of Fine Arts was all inspired by a Dire Straits song, if you're familiar with that group. And can you find, this is your little question of mystery, can you find a bareback rider in the Palace of Fine Arts? And that's my little 5-minute gig.
Thank you. Bay City, from what I hear, is one of the oldest communities in Second Life and has some amazing builds and things to explore. Now, also in this amazing virtual world, we have so many communities that partner and interact and share together. And an example of that is coming up next, because the Community Virtual Library's Marley Molina Music Library moved, and it shares a space on Information Island, 2 communities working together in partnership. And Fran is going to give a spiel about both of those communities. So Fran, the mic is yours.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to start off by talking about Whole Brain Health, which is kind of the overlying organization that I've been a part of for quite a few years now. I'm Francisco Koolhoven, one of the estate managers at Whole Brain Health, and I'd like to share a bit about what whole brain health is and introduce a few of the programs connected to it. Whole Brain Health, or WBH, serves as a virtual extension of the Ageless Mind Project, which is founded by Lynn Barrett, known in Second Life as Lucinda Wisdom Seeker. Lucinda launched the Ageless Mind Project with a vision to promote a lifestyle inspired by the latest research on healthful aging. WBH brings that vision to the whole, brings that vision to life within Second Life, spanning two vibrant regions, Inspiration Island and Inspiration Bay. Over the years, Liz has welcomed a diverse group of visionary collaborators, offering them space to create their own unique programs and environments within WBH. Together, they built a rich and dynamic community. WBH focuses on 5 key areas of well-being: social connection, self-care, cognitive engagement, creative expression, meaning and purpose. Every program at Whole Brain Health touches on one of these pillars, helping participants explore and enhance their lives in meaningful ways. And in the note card, I've included some interesting slurls at WBH for you to check out later, as well as the URL for our website. And now, as Val mentioned earlier, I'm going to talk a little bit about community virtual library, Marley Molina Music Library. I'll start off by talking about Marley herself. She is a creativist in many fields, including music and art, as well as being a retired Gestalt therapist. She embraced Second Life late in life and started her group Octagon Creative Exploration soon after joining in 2007. Marley developed her own unique process here called symbolic modeling, which she demonstrates and guides others through during her programs. She currently offers one program on the 3rd Saturday of each month, and in 2026 plans to roll out some other interesting programs periodically. Now over to the music library portion. Marley also co-founded the CVL Marley Molina Music Library, a beautiful venue on Inspiration Bay, which is part of the community virtual library. The music library hosts monthly concerts that feature SL musicians, primarily ones who have created original content. The library also provides links to websites where visitors can listen to samples of the artist's music. We are constantly searching for new musicians whom we can invite to perform there. And again, I've included some slurls and website links in the note card to check out. And that's all from me. So passing it on to the next person.
Thank you, Fran. Wonderful. And there will be a concert the Saturday after Thanksgiving on November 29th at the CVL Music, Marley Molina Music Library. Wonderful. Now, our next speaker, unfortunately, was unable to be here today, but I'll tell you a little bit. The note card is in the librarian's basket. It's a wonderful community for veterans in Second Life called Echo Vets. And the note card explains a bit about Echo Vets. You can go and visit if you're interested in that. There's a website, activities. Stacy Maracas leads that community, and you can find the note card in my basket. So let's move on to a wonderful community we have here in Second Life that can help you learn how to build, learn many skills that you need to work in 3D. So I'll turn the mic over to the community called Happy Hippo. Jezebel, the mic is yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jezzy Dagger, and I am suffering from probably COVID, so I apologize in advance for my sniffles. Thank you so much to the Nonprofit Commons for inviting me to speak. I'm Jezzy, co-owner Prim Build instructor and mentor at Happy Hippo Building School and its Sandbox in Second Life. It's a school dedicated to your success. When I talk about Happy Hippo Building School, what I really mean is it's a living bridge between newcomers and creators in the metaverse. As an instructor, mentor, I help students, often absolute beginners, to learn how to res their first prim, to experiment, build, and gain confidence over time. They grow, and not just in skill, but in creative thinking, spatial awareness, and a mindset that welcomes trial and error. And I'm going to cut and paste that. Our sandbox alongside the school is a symbol of openness. It's a space where students can freely test their ideas, learn from real build experience, and experiment without pressure. The sandbox embodies one of the core values of learning through doing. Symbolically, as I bring Happy Hippo to this harvest celebration, I see our community as a garden of growth and nurturance. The school is like fertile soil, a place where seeds of creativity are planted, and the sandbox is the sunlight and water. And with daily practice and experimentation, it helps those seeds grow. And harvest? Well, that's the moment when our students, once hesitant, create something meaningful, something they can call their own. Many will proceed to develop their skills and become successful content creators, peers, mentors, or teachers. Though we're not a formal nonprofit, our mission aligns deeply with social good. We promote digital literacy, we build capacity within the virtual world community, and we empower people to be creators, not just consumers in Second Life. In every class, every build, every sandbox session is an act of community building, education, and transformation. So, a Happy Hippo Building School and Sandbox dedicated to your success brings to this harvest not just creative output, but the spirit of inclusive growth, shared learning, and empowerment. That's all I had to say. So thank you very much for letting me share a piece of our world.
Thank you, thank you. That was wonderful. What a great community. All these communities are so amazing. And next we have something that might be kind of a new idea that will intrigue some of you. We're going to hear about a way to partner the nonprofit commons with the VWEC Student Challenge. I'm going to turn the mic over to Ellie Pinion.
Thanks so much for inviting me to speak today with all these wonderful communities. And as Val said, today I represent the VWEC Student Challenge. You may be familiar with it. VWEC is a consortium for educators who work in virtual worlds, and a couple of my colleagues spoke earlier. One of our members, Marie Vance, suggested that we do a student challenge in Second Life similar to what they and other universities do with their students in real life. It's like a hackathon, which you may have heard of, and the students are challenged to build something that shows what they are learning in their class with guidance from their instructor. There were so many students interested in it at Colorado State that they could only allow about a third of the students that wanted to participate. Colorado's beautiful. Our student challenge has been very successful. We have about 10 teams each time from universities around the world. We will be holding our 4th student challenge in World at VWEC from February to April of 2026, right around the corner. One of our members, Magua Theriac, has brought his class in each time and really believes in the benefit it gives his students. He recently partnered his students with a real-life organization, and interestingly, the business ditched their plans that they had originally and went with what the students proposed. I found that fascinating and very encouraging. Magua recently suggested that we have a pilot with a student challenge to have students work with nonprofits so that they could work with an authentic project at the student challenge. That works very well for students and would give the nonprofits something useful, we would hope. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Ava. We thought so too. We were very excited about it. This will also highlight both student creativity and organizational missions. Val will have a note card, or has already given you a note card with more information from her basket, and we will stay around if you have questions. Oh, thank you, Val. Here's a form if you are interested in partnering with our students. And for more information, you can get with these folks, including myself and Val. And we can certainly get back with you for questions as well. We hope that some of you might be interested, and we thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving for those in the US plus.
Thank you, Ellie. It's a really exciting opportunity to network with students and share what you do at the Nonprofit Commons. And next up, I'd like to share a bit. As a librarian here in Second Life, I've been working with the American Library Association for many years, and we have a Virtual Worlds Interest Group. It's called the ACRL Virtual Worlds Interest Group. That stands for the Association of College and Research Libraries. Many of them simply lurk behind the scenes and watch what we do, but they're aware that there's serious learning and libraries in virtual environments. So Sue Moon Magic has been working with me for a number of years as the convener of that group, and along with some other librarians. And Sue Moon's up next. She's going to share the ACRL Virtual Worlds Interest Group that meets here in Second Life. Take it away, Sue Moon.
As Val has told you, ACRL is the acronym for the Association of College and Research Libraries and is part of the American Library Association. The ALA used to have a sim in Second Life. It's where I first learned about Second Life, at the ALA sim. ACRL's Virtual World Interest Group, called a VWIG, is now hosted by the Community Virtual Library, CVL, and meets monthly on the third Wednesday at 10 a.m. SLT at the VWEC Fireside Deck. CVL is the support library and librarians for the VWEC. But the ACRL VWIG is open to all, not just librarians. Our focus is on learning in virtual environments, and we welcome librarians, educators, instructional designers, subject specialists, artists, and lifelong learners of all types. And we take fun field trips. This month, the ACRL VWIG went on a hypergrid hop tour of the VWEC hub for the OpenSim Worlds in Kitely. Next month, on December 17th at 10 a.m. SLT, we will visit the Dickens Project, which is an annual event. CVL provides research on this historical simulation and has partnered with them since the beginning in 2008. Join us at the Dickens Project in Victorian attire if you would like. Contact ACRL conveners, Val Librarian, and me, Sue Moon Magic, for more details, or if you have a cool field trip to suggest to us. Thank you.
And next we'll hear from another very supportive community that can help you out or anyone who's new to Second Life. You can share this information from Builders Brewery. So Rochelle, I'll give you the mic to tell us about Builders Brewery.
Hello, everyone, and thank you to the Nonprofit Commons for hosting this event. I am Rochelle Kayori. I am the CTO of Builders Brewery and one of the managers who helps move it forward during Sun's real life struggles. Founded in 2008, Builders Brewery is an all-volunteer, not-for-profit learning community with a single mission: to provide free education and skill training in virtual environments. Over the years, we've grown into one of the largest organizations in Second Life with nearly 50,000 members. We are proud to be the leading provider of training and the creative use of Second Life technologies, teaching people how to build, script, texture, design graphics, and more. Our classes are open to everyone, always free of charge, and taught by a team of highly knowledgeable and carefully selected instructors. You can see our full schedule online at any time. But education is only part of what makes Builders Brewery special. We believe learning should also be fun. From themed holiday parties to our regular show and tell events soon to be resumed in earnest, to classes where you can build a bouncy castle, a pumpkin firing cannon, or an Easter basket full of hatching birds. Creativity and enjoyment are always at the heart of what we do. We also recognize that many of our students come to Second Life facing real-world challenges: illness, disabilities, and learning difficulties. Builders Brewery is a place where they can find support, encouragement, and a welcoming community. And the feedback we receive speaks volumes. Students praise our teachers for their patience, kindness, clarity, and the sense of belonging that they create. In short, Builders Brewery is more than just a school. It is a community where people learn, and create, and thrive together. Thank you, Val, for inviting me to speak on behalf of Builders Brewery, and thank you all, everyone, for being so awesome.
It's just so amazing how so much has gone into bringing these communities together. It truly is a harvest feast. And next up, I have one of my dear friends who has a community here that's just simply beautiful and provides so many wonderful resources. Some of you are aware of Etopia, but some of you may not understand what that community is all about. So I'm going to turn the mic over to a nonprofit commons supporter of many years, Namara. The mic is yours now.
I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank Val for having initiated and continuing to host this amazing harvest gathering for us, to be able to get to know one another if we don't already, and to share information. And so I'm the chief groundskeeper, if you will, almost like a cook and bottle washer at Etopia. We were created in 2007, and we've evolved over the years to become really Second Life's premier sustainable living community, probably more out of longevity than anything else. But we showcase real world examples of sustainable and regenerative living, renewable energy generation, urban agriculture, and a deepening sense of community among our residents. We've got a community garden and kitchen and science area. And I could probably list tons and tons. But what I am going to share is that we are 8 regions. Let me copy this and paste it in. We span about 8 regions that are themed. And that's different than role playing. We're not a role playing community. We are open for exploration. Clothing is required, and weapons and motor vehicles are banned. Okay, so we have like bicycles, horse riding. You can go kayaking and sailing and hiking, and we do have a couple of train rides, and just a lot of stuff going on that is self-guided. So you can come over anytime and just explore. All right. You can engage in a lot of self-guided activities. You can chat with our storytellers. We do use storytellers to share information, answer some random questions, uh, give you things. Our goal is to give you things to think about, okay, to process. And you can learn about a myriad. Yes, thank you so much, Marley. We do have a lot of self-care resources. We have a reflection center where if you want to spend time and just kind of quietly reflect, we have meditation falls. Um, we really try and gear ourselves creating a safe and rejuvenative, regenerative, sustainable space. Um, it's also where BEST, the Brain Energy Support Team, uh, provides programming. We have an office there. We also have one here on Non-Commons, um, yeah, Non-Commons, Nonprofit Commons, right? And we, at the Brain Energy Support Team, we engage participants in learning or relearning daily living skills such as communication, self-advocacy, transactional skills, etc. Okay, and I'm going to post in a little bit. I hope I'm not taking up too much time. In 2020, Ethiopia partnered with the Brain Energy Support Team. Okay, there's a little best mission statement. We do work with primarily individuals with brain injury, and our programs are appropriate for caregivers across the caregiving spectrum, if you will, and for a broader neurodiverse community. And we use Ethiopia, as I mentioned, for a few things, social skills, communication. We play Dungeons and Dragons. And I know there were some people last year who wanted to join us right when I got sick with COVID and was in the hospital for several weeks. So I'm still trying to bounce back on all of that. Ethiopia really is a rich environment for learning about a variety of topics. As I've mentioned, we're going to also say that we are home to Peninsula College. If you've ever worked with Zinnia Zauber on any of her projects, you've been to her campus, which is part of our greater Ethiopia community, as is Emerald Isle, which you may be familiar with Cooper Baxton, and that's a demonstration of solar community living. And if you're interested in learning more about Ethiopia or the Brain Energy Support Team, you can visit our website, and there are the links. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Be sure to get your gift. I know there's a gift giver I shared with Val around here somewhere. And thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the fall and then your winter holidays.
Thank you, Nam. I'm standing up and I'm going to walk over here by Rhiannon. There's a crate and Rhiannon is sitting on it. So that's where your free gifts are located. There's a crate right here. I'm standing by her. Thank you for those gifts, Namara. There's some harvest gifts for all of you here at the feast. Now, I'd like to say also, it's so wonderful to see all these communities together. You know, my goal as a virtual world librarian for many years now has been to bring communities, people, and simulations together to sort of circulate them like I used to circulate books, like I wear them on my head. But you know, we don't live in a print-based culture anymore. And so all of you sitting here, you're sort of like my books. And we are acquiring and circulating high quality content right now, today, right here. In closing, you know, I mentioned this circulation of communities and people and resources. We have our VWEC directories and databases. Volunteers are welcome to help with this endeavor. It is hard to find great content in the metaverse, especially for teaching and learning, and for whatever it is that you need and you want to find. So there's a note card about both CVL and the VWEC in my librarian basket as well. You can add yourself to our database, your community to our directories, if you're not already in there. or a simulation, a landmark in whatever virtual world you are in. So here's some links I'll put in the local chat about adding yourself and your communities to the directories and databases at VWEC. There are forms where you can just fill it out and we'll put you in there. I personally am very thankful for all of you and the wonderful things that you bring to the metaverse. But I also want to, as we get ready to wrap up and I turn it over to Rhiannon, you may realize that Rhiannon has an amazing community, Avacon. And when all of us partner and we share our resources together, we don't reinvent the wheel, but we bring really great communities for other people where they can find their niche. So Rhiannon, I'd like you to share a bit about Avacon, and also just a quick reminder that Kriyatya Shannon would like to bring more resources in to the nonprofit library where we're right now sitting. The library behind us is the CVL Nonprofit Resource Library. So get in touch with Kriyatya Shannon if you have ideas for resources for this library or really any of our libraries, even in the open sims. So Rhiannon, the mic is yours, Rhiannon.
Thank you, Val. And of course, thank you for, I want to really thank you for all of the great work that, like, as mentioned from others, that you put into hosting and reaching out to everybody and running these annual community harvest. They're definitely one of the events that I really look forward to, and thank you. So I am Rhiannon Chatnoir, as many of you know here, me in Second Life, or Joyce Betancourt in the physical space. You know me of course, from hosting the weekly meetings here at Nonprofit Commons, and I also co-lead the nonprofit Avacon, as Val mentioned, and that fiscally sponsors the Nonprofit Commons community. We offer free office space here, as I usually mention at the beginning of every meeting, or in that kind of like intro stuff of things. And so, we welcome you to also kind of come and come to the weekly meetings. If you're, of course, we love you there, but then also to, if you're interested, to sign up for that. We do, and those offices are for anybody who's doing any social good, educational, arts, support work, anything in those realms here in Second Life, and they're free. And Avacon has its own grid using Open Simulator, and Open Simulator was mentioned several times here as well. And we offer free space, kind of our land for good there, and help getting started with Open Simulator in our grid. And that's a link to on the avacon.org site for information on that. So if you're interested, if today the many people bringing up Open Simulator, if you're interested in that, then you can certainly reach out to us. The the other thing too, and just like here in Second Life, we also help support and nurture virtual communities there in Open Simulator by hosting the yearly Open Simulator Community Conference that brings together users and developers of the open source platform of Open Simulator, OpenSim for short, as some of you have, as it's been referenced. This year's conference will take place, of course, December 5th and 7th, and we'd love to have you attend or even help out and volunteer. It's very similar to Second Life in a lot of ways. In fact, you're using a variant of the Firestorm viewer, so if you're familiar with that, you can even come and help greet and sort of find out what people are doing in that platform and get to kind of an introduction. And you can find out more info on attending or helping out or sponsoring or any of that sort of stuff on conference.opensimulator.org. As always, like I'm ever grateful for everyone, for those who take part in our nonprofit commons community, whether that is during being an NPC member, one of the people that if you wander around these two regions, there are free the offices here, and or those who present or lead us on tours, or have us come to our, or have us let us come to their particular meetings, like, like whether that be VWEC stuff or VWBPE or, virtual ability events that we kind of come over. So certainly in 2026, if you're interested in having us either come to one of your events or come here on a Friday to talk about any topic, and especially those of you with communities who presented today, like you can come and share deeper than the 5 minutes that you did in your lightning talk to talk about the work or even tours around and share about those things. And you could just reach out to myself or go to the Nonprofit Commons site to fill out the form. And also I'm grateful for everybody who attends those weekly meetings, and the many people who help out at them. And to our Nonprofit Commons board, both all the past and through into the present, and all the work that they do behind the scenes. So, thank and just overall, thank you all for creating this great community of communities that I think Nonprofit Commons is. And then you can obviously explore more info on NPC, including how to support the nonprofit orgs here. You could find a sign kind of like right behind me to the right, if you're looking at me, on the wall of the up against the wall of the neighboring building, on a link to our webpage and information on a note card about the various nonprofit orgs and how to donate to not just Avacon, but any of the other NPC folks that are actual nonprofits. And if you want to be part of that note card, if you are somebody who presented today, just share your info with me, like where your website is and a little blurb, and I can throw you on an updated version of that note card. And also, of course, you can find out more information on the nonprofitcommons.avacon.org site. And yeah, just reach out. Obviously, we, as a community, we're all here for each other. And as Val and many others have said, this is kind of, I think, an important thing for us all to get together and kind of get to know and pollinate and collaborate with each other. So with that, with my gratitude, have a happy Thanksgiving. We won't be meeting next week, obviously, because of the Thanksgiving in the U.S. holiday. But reach out, and we're always here to support all of you. And thank you again, Val, for being so amazing in not just this event, but all the other events that you do. And we're always so happy for that. So with that, we can kind of wrap up. I don't know if there's any other final things you want to say, Val. If not, have a happy Friday, everybody, and and safe travels if you go anywhere for the holidays. So thanks. Yes, and if you got more open mic things to share that you didn't know before or want to reshare them again, since there's a little bit larger crowd here, feel free to put those in chat. And as Val said, like right here, this building that we're kind of all in front of, that's the community virtual library here. It's on Nonprofit Commons. You can head inside, and Kriyacha did lots of wonderful work. If you've got extra time, wander in. If you go to the left, the room in there actually has links to the to all the archives for over the many years of all the weekly meetings. And there's lots of other resources in there.